Allah has a beautiful plan for you. Don't worry, you may not see it now, but there is a divine wisdom behind every delay, every tear, every closed door. Allah has a beautiful plan for you. Far greater than anything you could ever imagine. The pain you're feeling is not permanent. The confusion you're experiencing is not forever. What seems like a detour is part of the journey. What looks like a setback is actually setting you up for something amazing. Allah does not abandon His servants, especially not those who call out to Him in the darkness of night and the silence of heartbreak. When your world is falling apart, His plan is coming together. You worry, because you cannot see what's ahead, but Allah sees everything. You fear because you're unsure of tomorrow, but He already wrote your tomorrow before you were born. The heart that breaks under pressure will rise with patience. Your tears are not in vain, they are collected by the Most Merciful. Your prayers are not unheard, they are being answered in ways that protect your future, not just your emotions. What didn't work out wasn't meant to destroy you. It was meant to redirect you. Allah removes what is not good for you no matter how much you wanted it. He sends trials not to hurt you but to bring you back to Him, to awaken your soul, to strengthen your trust. Even if the world doesn't understand your silence, Allah understands every word your heart never spoke. Even if people abandon you, Allah remains. His love is not seasonal, it is eternal. His plans are not flawed, they are flawless. You don't have to know how things will unfold. You just need to believe that they will, in the way that's best for you. Every test you face is tailored for your growth, your purification, your elevation. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are being prepared for something greater. Your job is not to figure out how things will happen. Your job is to remain firm in faith while they unfold. So breathe. Let go of the weight you were never meant to carry. Trust that Allah is writing a story for you that ends in peace, fulfillment, and reward. Nothing in your life is random. Every delay has wisdom. Every heartbreak has healing. Every fall has a rise. You're not being destroyed. You're being directed. And one day, you'll look back and smile at how beautifully everything came together, just as it was always meant to. What you lost was never meant to stay. What's written for you is being prepared in ways you can't yet see. The pain of loss often blinds us to the wisdom of divine planning. We become attached to people, moments, opportunities, and outcomes, believing they are essential for our happiness and completeness. But the truth is, nothing slips from your life, unless it was destined to be temporary. Nothing is taken from you unless it has served its purpose. Sometimes the things you cry over are the very things that would have blocked your growth, blinded your faith, or distracted your soul from something far more valuable. We hold on because we think we know what's best for us, but the one who created us knows every unseen moment of our future, and every silent need within our heart. He removes what we would have kept and delays what we would have rushed. Not because we are unworthy, but because we are still in the making. The detachment you fear is part of the purification you need. The loss you mourn is part of the rearrangement your soul requires. When something leaves your life, whether it's a person, a dream, or a path you thought was yours, it's not a void. It's space being cleared for something divinely written. Just because you can't see the plan doesn't mean there isn't one unfolding with precision and purpose. What's meant for you is not gone. It's being perfected behind the veil of time. It's being placed exactly where you'll be able to appreciate it, cherish it, and grow through it. Sometimes, you're not ready for what you're praying for. Sometimes what you're chasing is actually running from you, because it's not part of your destination. The delay you feel is not an absence of progress. It's a spiritual construction site, where foundations are being laid for something long-lasting. The rejection you faced wasn't to hurt you but to shield you. The failure you endured wasn't to humiliate you but to humble you and prepare you. You are being shaped by every moment of loss, but more than that, you are being guided. And though you may not see the full picture yet, every missing piece is being placed with divine wisdom in ways that will one day reveal a story far more beautiful than the one you tried to write for yourself. Delays are not denials. Sometimes Allah pauses your life to prepare your heart for something greater. It's easy to confuse waiting with being forgotten, to mistake silence for rejection, but in reality, the stillness you feel is not emptiness. It's divine timing in motion. You may have prayed endlessly, hoped with everything in you, and still find yourself standing at a door that hasn't opened. But that does not mean it never will. It simply means that your heart, your soul, your faith, and even the external world need time to align with what you've asked for. A blessing received too early can feel like a burden. A destination reached without preparation can become a distraction. That is why Allah, in His infinite wisdom, slows things down, not to frustrate you, but to strengthen you. He holds things back not because you don't deserve them, but because He wants you to receive them in a state that allows you to hold them with gratitude and clarity. Sometimes you are kept in a phase of waiting, because there are things within you that still need to be healed. There are attachments that need to be loosened, insecurities that need to be stripped away, and lessons that need to be learned. The delay is not a punishment, it is protection from stepping into something unready. It's preparation for something better than what you originally imagined. If you rush ahead without refinement, you risk being overwhelmed or misled by what you think you want. But when Allah slows your pace, He is nurturing your soul in the background. You are being taught patience, resilience, trust, and reliance on His wisdom over your own understanding. You are being given space to realign your intentions, to purify your hopes, to grow in ways that you didn't know were necessary. You are being equipped to handle what is coming, because what is coming is not small. The delay may come with frustration, tears, confusion, or even loneliness, but every moment is a silent investment into a better version of you. Allah never delays without purpose. He knows when your heart will be ready. He knows when the doors will open in a way that does not just give you what you want, but elevates you spiritually. So where warmth should be, you wait. Know that the wait itself is a form of mercy, a form of divine favor, a quiet transformation that will one day make sense in ways that words never could. When it feels like you're being broken, you're actually being reshaped for a divine purpose. The pain that pierces through your soul, the moments when you feel like you're falling apart, are not signs of failure. They are signs of transformation. You may not recognize it in the moment, but every trial that shakes you to your core is softening the parts of you that were hardened by the world. The heartbreaks, the losses, the disappointments. They don't come to destroy you, they come to uncover the real you. The version of you that trusts more deeply, that surrenders more sincerely, that lives more consciously of the one who is always in control. Being broken is not the end of your journey, it's the beginning of your awakening. The cracks you feel in your heart are not signs of weakness, but doors through which light enters. Allah allows the breaking not to hurt you, but to remove from you what is no longer needed for your next stage. When you feel like everything around you is collapsing, perhaps it's because the foundation was not built upon Him. He tears down what was built in illusion so He can rebuild you in truth. The pain you feel is the removal of attachments that were draining your spirit. The confusion you face is the shaking of illusions you once clung to for meaning. You are not being punished. You are being realigned. You are being redirected towards something far greater, something rooted in clarity and divine wisdom. Sometimes Allah breaks your plans because your plans were about comfort, not purpose. Your heart was chasing safety, not elevation, but He does not want you to settle for a life that numbs you. He wants to awaken your soul to a life that fulfills you. This breaking is a divine process. The same way the seed must break before it can grow into a tree, your soul must go through moments of discomfort so that it can reach its potential. What you perceive as falling apart is really a falling into place, a necessary unraveling that clears away false strength and replaces it with real submission. You're not being broken into pieces, you're being shaped into wholeness. What feels like a collapse is actually construction. Every tear you shed, every breath you struggle to take, every prayer you whisper in desperation is molding you, shaping you, and preparing you for a higher calling that you were always meant to live. Even rejection is a form of divine protection. Allah removes what may harm your soul even when your heart doesn't understand. There are moments when you feel deeply disappointed by something you thought was meant for you. A relationship ends, a job slips away, an opportunity fades, and you're left questioning why. But what the heart mourns over, the soul is often being saved from. The one who created your heart knows what it can handle, and what will break it in ways that are not meant to lead to growth. Sometimes, you want something so badly that you ignore all the warning signs, all the subtle discomforts, all the inner whispers telling you to walk away. Yet, when Allah steps in and removes it from your path, He does it with mercy, not cruelty. He sees what's hidden behind the curtain, the consequences you cannot imagine, the future you're walking toward blindly. And out of His protection, He blocks it. No matter how deeply attached you are to it, you may not understand the wisdom behind the closed door immediately. It may ache, it may confuse you, it may make you feel abandoned. But rejection is not a sign that you're unworthy. It is a redirection from a reality that wasn't meant to nurture your soul. What you thought would complete you may have destroyed your peace. What you believed was love may have only been a test of your boundaries. What you viewed as success may have pulled you far from your true purpose. Allah does not take to hurt, He takes to heal. He does not deny to punish, he denies to protect. He does not say no without having a better yes prepared. One that matches your faith, your growth, your dua, and the unseen goodness that awaits you. When something or someone exits your life, especially when you fought to keep it, understand that sometimes the fight itself is a sign that it was not aligned with what Allah has chosen for you. Rejection humbles the ego, cleanses the heart, and reminds you of who's truly in control. It brings your hopes back to the only one who never rejects a sincere prayer. It returns your gaze from the temporary to the eternal, should be. The more you surrender to his protection, the more you begin to see how what was removed wasn't rejection. It was a rescue from what your heart desired, but your soul didn't need. Every unanswered prayer has an answer you'll be thankful for one day. Allah gives you what you need, not just what you want. The heart often pleads for things it believes will bring peace, joy, or success, but what the heart desires is not always what the soul requires. We ask, we cry, we beg in sujood, hoping that Allah will grant us exactly what we requested. But when silence is the only response, we begin to doubt, not realizing that silence is a powerful form of divine communication. It says, I know what you do not. It says, I am protecting you. It says, I am saving you for something more aligned with your true purpose. The wisdom behind unanswered prayers is not in the denial, but in the redirection. Allah hears every word, every tear, every longing, and yet still withholds not out of neglect, but out of knowledge. The delay or absence of what you asked for is not because you didn't pray hard enough. It's because what you asked for may have given you temporary joy and long-term loss. Sometimes you want a door to open so badly that you ignore the fact it leads to a hallway filled with darkness. You want to walk a path that seems smooth, not realizing it ends in a cliff. Allah, in His mercy, gently blocks that door, redirects that path, and places you in discomfort not to punish you, but to awaken you. You don't see the full picture, but He does. He sees the storms you're being shielded from, the hearts you're being spared from, the futures that would have damaged the purity within you. So when a prayer goes unanswered, trust that something better is being written. Trust that what you wanted might have satisfied your emotions, but not your soul. Warmth should be. The things you truly need often don't feel urgent in the moment. You don't always pray for strength, patience, or wisdom, but Allah gives you those because they carry you through the trials ahead. You don't always ask for resilience or clarity, but He knows they will anchor you in chaos. What you want is heard, but what you need is prioritized. That is divine love. That is mercy beyond your understanding. And one day, when you look back, you will will thank Allah not only for the prayers He answered the way you wanted, but for the ones He answered in a way that you didn't understand at the time, but saved you in ways you never saw coming. Trust the author of your story. He never writes a painful chapter without a meaningful ending. Life doesn't always unfold in straight lines or smooth paths. There are moments when you feel like everything is falling apart, when the road ahead is clouded with uncertainty, when your heart is exhausted from trying to make sense of events that feel senseless. But the one who wrote your story is not unaware of your struggle. Every line of your journey has purpose, even when it stings. Every chapter of pain carries within it a lesson, a shift, a preparation for something unseen. You may not understand the plot twist, but the author knows exactly how each moment is stitching together a narrative far greater than you imagined. What you see as a disruption is often a divine rewrite. What feels like loss is frequently the turning point toward your true purpose. Your story is not random. The moments of stillness, of heartbreak, of confusion, they are all deliberate pauses placed to teach you what ease could never show you. Sometimes the most beautiful chapters begin after a page that was soaked in tears. When Allah allows you to experience discomfort, it is not to leave you in pain but to awaken a deeper strength within you. He writes detours not to mislead you but to reroute you. When a door closes, it is not the end of the story but a transition into a better scene. The author of your story doesn't make errors. He doesn't miss details. He doesn't write meaningless lines. The people who leave, the things that collapse, the paths that vanish, all of them are part of a divine plot twist, designed to shape your character and deepen your faith. Allah writes with purpose, with mercy, with precision. He knows when to stretch your patience and when to send you ease. He knows what your heart longs for and what your soul needs. What feels like an unanswered prayer is often the backdrop for an answered one you didn't know you needed. You may question the chapter you're in now, but if you could see how the story ends, you'd hold on to every moment with gratitude. So while you're living the unknown, remember the author already knows the ending. He has written your path with wisdom, with compassion, and with a love that sees beyond what your heart can grasp.